Willie Taylor is an adolescent specialist with the Connecticut Department of Children and Families. In the last 17 years, he's seen just 4 of the kids he's worked with go on to graduate from a 4-year college. It's an unlikely and often unrealistic path for a foster kid, but it's the path Norwich Free Academy grad Tuzar Skipper is on, a path that may even intersect with the NFL one day. Even as Tuzar Skipper was emerging as a football star at Norwich Free Academy in 2012 and 2013, even as he gained public notoriety with his memorable name dotting local newspaper articles, few knew his struggle. Tuzar was a foster child, having jumped around from Meriden to Hamden, to relatives down south, back to Meriden, then to a group home in Norwich.
You're a teenager in a group home. You're going to school, you want to have friends over. How can you have friends over living in a group home? You know what I'm saying? You're going over to their house, meeting their family, and they want to meet your family, you know. Nothing wrong with that, but what family you got when you're in a group home? A lot of stereotype. There's a lot of stereotype. They start thinking, oh, why are you there? Or like, what happened for you to become into the system?
Connecticut children end up in foster care by a court order, often because their birth parents are struggling with some combination of violence, substance abuse, and mental illness.
There was definitely a time, we called the dark times with him. It was his junior year. He was falling off in a sense. He wasn't coming to school. He wasn't obviously keeping up with schoolwork. And at that time, you know, I remember we sat down and it was raised and said, hey, do you want to sit and live underneath that bridge over there? Or do you want to take care of this and get into college? And I give him all the credit in the world and the fact that he dug himself out of that. Once he got his mindset on the fact that he didn't want to be a statistic, he didn't want to be that guy that didn't make it, there was no stopping him.
Norwich Free Academy provided Tuzar with a team of supportive adults like he'd never encountered before.
To tell you the truth, about 3 years ago, before playing football, I didn't even think I was going to graduate high school. But I came here, met coaches, met some good people, and I bought into what they was telling me, and I wanted to change my life around.
In November of Tuzar's senior season with the Wildcats, an athletic trainer at NFA mentioned to Tim Duggan that Tuzar was living in a group home. Duggan spent regular time around the program, and Skipper had impressed him. Yet Duggan knew nothing of Tuzar's living situation until that conversation.
He informed the person that he was talking to that we had 2 empty rooms at home. And someone said to him, are you serious? And he said, well, I should probably check with my wife first, but yeah, I think I'm serious.
After about 2 months of getting to know each other through introductory dinners, Tuzar Skipper officially joined Sean, Brian, Kathy, and Tim in the Duggan family.
They're down to earth. They're so much down to earth. And maybe I was lucky to get those kind of parents, foster parents, to be so down to earth. And they're wonderful. They're wonderful.
Tuzar's football talent was never in question.
His biggest strength is his explosiveness.
But his grades were an issue. And before he could grow into a 6'4", 240-pound offensive lineman worthy of a Division I scholarship, he'd spend 2 years studying and playing at Monroe Community College in Rochester, New York, catching the attention of the University of Toledo.
My high school GPA was horrible, but I ended up finishing at Monroe at like a 3.4, 3.5.
Tuzar now has 2 full seasons of eligibility to play with his new football family, and a lifetime to appreciate all his Norwich family has come to mean to him.
When he went from introducing us as his guardians or his caregivers to introducing us as his family. Those are special days.
Just give a kid a chance. Just give a kid a chance. Definitely change a kid's life. My life was changed, definitely.
And we've made bonds that, in a perfect world, are going to last forever.
He dreams about the NFL, would also be interested in being a firefighter. The Connecticut Department of Children and Families asks you to consider opening your arms to a foster child. You can make a big difference. For more information, visit www.ctfosteradopt.com or call 1-888-KID-HERO.